Hi. Welcome to Amazing Lessons. I hope that this video finds you well, safe and in good health. This channel contains videos that will enrich your mind with educational knowledge that will help you in your studies. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more educational video. Today, we will be discussing text information and media. Text information and media is a course of study that will determine the definition, characteristics, format and types of text, selection criteria of text, and the design principle and elements of a text in the context of media. This topic then helps the students to be able to describe the different dimensions of text information and media, comprehend how text information and media is formally and informally produced, organized, and disseminated. Learners will be able to evaluate the reliability and validity of text information and media and their sources using a selection criteria. In the discussion of text information and media, we need first to define the meaning of a text. According to the Media and Information Teaching Guide of the Commission on Higher Education, text is a simple and flexible format of presenting information or conveying ideas, whether handwritten, printed, or displayed on screen, and any human-readable sequence of characters that can form intelligible words. Text can be alphanumeric or logograms. Alphanumeric is a term used to define a set or combination of words, or letters, and numbers, while logogram is a term pertaining to a letter, symbol, or sign used to represent an entire word. There are four types of text in text information and media. The first type of text is the descriptive text. It shows, through careful observation, how a thing is done, a place, a person, an animal, highlighting the features, qualities, distinctive aspects, in order to furnish a clear and complete conception. The main objective of a descriptive text is to inform. It is the case of the technical descriptions in scientific encyclopedias, handbooks, dictionaries, and guides. This kind of text can also express, through a description, feelings, emotions or moods. In this case prevails expressive purpose. This type of text is widespread in all areas of social life. They are often placed within a narrative, expository or argumentative. The second types of text in text information and media is the informative text. Informative text educates the reader about a specific topic. It's a unique type of writing. You'll see it in a number of different mediums. A manual with instructions for putting together a desk. A book that provides information on a vacation to a specific place. A non-fiction book that examines World War II. All are examples of informative texts. Informative text can appear in newspapers, textbooks, reference materials, and research papers. Informative text is always non-fiction. This type of writing also has certain characteristics that make this style easier to identify. Informative text contains a number of aids that make it easier for readers to follow along and get the information they need. Written cues, graphics, illustrations, and organizational structure are all aids you'll find in informative text. The third type of text in text information and media is the instructive text. An instructive text is a text that instructs or tells you how to do something. For example, a recipe instructs you how to cook something. A leaflet that comes with a piece of furniture tells you how to put it together, or take care of it. Instructive texts sometimes use verbs, placed at the beginning of the sentence, that tell you to do something. The language is direct and unnecessary words are left out. Use must and must not. Use diagrams or pictures to help understanding, and use numbered or bulleted points. The fourth and the last type of text in the text information and media is the persuasive text. A persuasive text is any text where the main purpose is to present a point of view, and seeks to persuade a reader. A persuasive text can be an argument, exposition, discussion, review, or even an advertisement. A persuasive text is organized to include a statement of position, arguments and a reinforcement of position statement. The statement of position gives an overview of the argument and reveals the position to be argued. Next, is the argument section, which is a series of points with supporting evidence. Here is where you try to convince the reader into believing your point of view on a particular issue. As a basis, you should have at least 3 main argument points and can include more if necessary. After you have put forth your arguments, you then need to sum up. In this section you will strongly repeat what you believe in with a summary of your argument points. To summarize our discussion on the types of text, I will just repeat that there are 4 types of text under the text information and media. The first one is the descriptive text, which is its objective is to inform. It is the case of the technical descriptions in scientific encyclopedias, handbooks, dictionaries, guides. The second type of text is the informative text. It contains a number of aids that make it easier for readers to follow along and get the information they need. Written cues, graphics, illustrations, and organizational structure are all aids you'll find in informative text. The third type of text is the instructive text. An instructive text is a text that instructs or tells you how to do something. The fourth type of text is the persuasive text. A persuasive text is any text where the main purpose is to present a point of view and seeks to persuade a reader. A persuasive text can be an argument, exposition, discussion, review, or even an advertisement. Now let's move on to the important definition of terms under the text information and media. The definition of terms under the text information and media states and express the essential nature of importance of a word. But why is a definition so important? Because definitions enable us to have a common understanding of a word or subject. They allow us to all be on the same page when discussing or reading about an issue. One of the important terms that a student must understand is the text information. Text information is a non-fiction writing, written with intention of informing the reader about a specific topic. In literary theory, a text is any object that can be read, whether this object is a work of literature, a street sign, an arrangement of buildings on a city block, or styles of clothing. It is a coherent set of signs that transmit some kind of informative message. You may not notice it, but you consume text information every day. The second term that we must define is the text medium. Text medium is everything that has text written on it, or a vessel that communicates text information to a receiver. In the communication process, a medium is a channel or system of communication, the means by which information, the message, is transmitted between a speaker or writer, the sender, and an audience, the receiver. The plural form is media, and the term is also known as a channel. The medium used to send a message may range from an individual's voice, writing, clothing, and body language to forms of mass communication such as newspapers, television, and the Internet. Define as cognitive overload. Cognitive overload is a situation where a learner receives too much information or too many tasks simultaneously, resulting in the learner being unable to process this information. In this situation, the language processing demands of an activity go beyond the language processing limits of the learner. It produces anxiety and stress, as well as affecting learning. Example: a teacher introduces learners to the passive by explaining all its uses in English in one class. The learners experience a cognitive overload due to the large amount of information, and they are unable to understand or integrate the new knowledge with what they already know. In the classroom, it is important to be selective when asking learners to process information, particularly in terms of the amount of new information a task asks learners to cope with. If necessary, a large amount of information can be broken up into several classes. The last term that we must define in text information and media is consolidated information. Consolidated information are information that are evaluated and compression of relevant documents in order to provide definite user groups with reliable and concise information in usable form. Consolidated information aims at being more appropriate to users, their needs and levels, the capacities and time allotments given to information absorption, and similar user-related activities. In other words, consolidation and repackaging of information refers to providing right information, for the right person, in the right form, and at the right time. The value and benefits of consolidated information: as the amount of information presented to the decision maker is increasingly consolidated, its value increases. For instance, a summary has a bit more value in comparison to the original document. Merger of excerpts from a number of documents may have still more value. Evaluated information further increases the value, while studies addressing the topic such as reviews, state-of-the-art, market studies, statistical summaries and correlations increase this value considerably. Most valued information which provides alternative choices summarized from all sources and make recommendations for decisions or for resolution of the problem. To summarize the definition of terms discussed, a very simple explanation is needed. Number 1. Text information. Text information is a non-fiction writing written with intention of informing the reader about a specific topic. Number 2. Text medium. Text medium is everything that has text written on it, or a vessel that communicates text information to a receiver. Number 3. Cognitive overload. Cognitive overload is a situation where a learner receives too much information or too many tasks simultaneously, resulting in the learner being unable to process this information. In this situation, the language processing demands of an activity go beyond the language processing limits of the learner. It produces anxiety and stress, as well as affecting learning. And number 4, consolidated information. Consolidated information are information that are evaluated and compression of relevant documents in order to provide definite user groups with reliable and concise information in usable form. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. If you have questions in relation to the topic that was discussed, you are free to ask by commenting down below. See you in the next educational video. Amazing Lessons signing out.